So, good afternoon. In present days, is there, a real yogi type life still existing in the Himalaya regions where people are staying and they do practice or you can see?
So, to the question, are there still yogis in the Himalayas or somewhere else who do their work? I would like to frame it in a different way. The answer: yes, there are, but generally they are not advertised. They don't have PR systems, no YouTube. Mm. They live quietly and do their work, but there are, and they're going to be there for many more years to come. But they're not people who shout from the rooftops or people who hire PR agencies to advertise. They're quietly people who live in the Himalayas and do their work. Yes, there are, not only in the Himalayas, it could also be in other places. A spiritual teacher cannot be recognized until the aspirant is ready. So, your gardener may be highly spiritually evolved. You don't know. You're looking for him in the Himalayas. He is at your house. I want to tell you a little story. This is a Sufi story. There was a man somewhere in the East. Sufi story means it must be somewhere in the East, who, when he was a small boy, was greatly interested in spiritual matters. But he was born very poor. So he also wanted to become rich because he saw how the rich were enjoying themselves. Now in this process, he forgot the spiritual spark and he was expanding himself in a material way which took precedence. And then he became a rich man. So by the time he was 55 years old, he decided, now I have become a rich man. In their context, it means a person with many caravans and so on. I have seen what money can buy. Doesn't seem that it can buy happiness. This is all it can buy. I'm satisfied with this. Now let me look into my spiritual aspirations which were there since my youth. There's a little flame still there, let me kind of increase it, turn it up. So what did he do? He sold all his property, he gave it off to his children, got a small cottage in an oasis. In those countries, it's only in the oasis that there is water. Other places, if you dig, you will get oil, which you cannot drink. So he said, let me find a small place. So he found a place in the oasis, built a cottage, took all the books which he had, kept them there, and started a life of Swadhyaya. In Vedantic and yogic terms, it is called Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means Swa-adhyaya, studying oneself. So he started studying. Now, having lived as a rich man for so many years, he needed food, right? So he didn't have anybody. He went to the village and hired a cook and took him along. The cook cooked and he studied and meditated. 7 years passed. At the end of 7 years, the man realized after all the Swadhyaya that in this path that I am going, I need a teacher. I need a guide. I can't do it myself. So he started searching for a teacher. Now where will he search? In the deserts, in the caves, where hermits used to sit. Like you said, some people. One day, he saw a man coming with a beautiful turban on his head, a lot of rosaries, and a beard that almost came to his nabi, and very impressive looking. So he looked at him and he said, sir, I think you are a great spiritual teacher. Can you accept me as your disciple? The man said, first of all, how do you know that I am a great? Because I am like this? Nobody knows. Okay. Second, I have a problem. You said accept me as a teacher. I cannot accept you as a disciple until I get permission from my teacher. So I said, please ask him. He said, that is the exact problem. He has disappeared. When I find him, I will ask him, and then I will accept you as a disciple. So he said, but can we look for him? I'll also help you. He said, sure. So give me a description. He said, he's a short man who has no upper garments, only this much. He always has a towel on his right shoulder. And he's an expert cook. So he said, 1 minute. This looks like the description of my cook. So he said, sir, can you come to my house? He said, sure. So they went there. And the kitchen door opened. And out came the cook with a towel on his shoulder. The holy man fell at his feet and said, Master, where had you disappeared? He said, I was with this guy. But he said, but he says he's still looking for a guru. He said, yes, it needed 7 years to work on him before he realized that. So now that he has realized it, you take care of him. I have other work to do. And got out of the place. What I'm trying to say, they need not necessarily be in the Himalayas. That's what I meant to say. And it's only a proper aspirant who can recognize a guru. And it is the teacher who finds out who is right. Okay. And they don't have mass followings. They don't come to the C.V. Raman Institute. Or somewhere else. So, there are. They may, I can't say, I am very suspicious, positively suspicious. There may be somebody here sitting, who knows? So it is there. There is a stream of great wise beings who are there to guide us when we are ready and mature for that. Okay.